So, the saga of the worm bin continues. You remember when it was in the gray container and it was all juicy and moist? Well, I have since redone it and I'm about to redo it again. So, let me show you. First, it was in that gray container there. And then I dumped the whole thing in this container. This container has, that blue container has holes in the bottom. So I put a brick in the gray container. It's bowing. And I set it in there. It would be better if it fit all the way like flush in there, but this brown container is way bigger than that one, so it doesn't. So then all the juices drained into the bottom container. So now I just take that one off and set it off and then empty that one. But you remember the spigot videos? Yeah, this is why I was doing that. So now I was trying to pick through this container and pick every single worm out of there and raking it with the hand rake. And I was like, duh, just set a bucket on top that you want the worms in and put their food in the top of the bucket. And then they just crawl, because there's holes. I drilled holes in the bottom of this bucket. And this is my spigot bucket that I put a bowl upside down in. So when the system is finally done, this bucket will sit inside that bucket and the juices will drain into that bucket that has a spigot. And then I have another bucket over there that will sit on the top of those two buckets so that the worms will continually move up. And then when the worms are in the second bucket, so this is the juice bucket, and then firstly this is going to be the worm bucket. And then I'm going to, once that's full, I'll put the other bucket on top like this. This bucket will go on that bucket. Oh, and it's like that. And then when that one's full, this bucket over here that I have paper in right now, so it doesn't all just fall right in, will go in that bucket. So the worms are not done. They are going to move up to where the food is. And if the food's in here, then that means the stuff in here is all castings and dirt. So then I can take this bucket out, drain liquid out of there, take this bucket to the garden, fertilize the garden, spread the worm castings all over. And the worm castings, probably the way I do it, have baby worms in them, so I'm just inoculating my garden with worms. Composting worms, which is good because they'll just keep on enriching the soil. So then this bucket will be that bucket, and then it'll switch it, and hopefully I can get back to my free bucket place and get a couple more free buckets. So then I can just stack them way up. Because, you know, worms like to move around a bit. So this is the state of things. That's you know, paper mostly. But it's got worms in it. And this has got liquid in it. So I'm going to set this on top of there. And then the worms will crawl up into there through the holes. And then, you know, because that other way was labor intensive. It really was. I'm like, there's got to be an easier way. I'm smarter. I'm smarter than this. I can figure this out. I thought. You are all dirty. You got goo. I think the baby got a hold of you and he had something on his hands and you got goo in your crevices. How do you like that? Goo in your crevices. It's probably like a cookie smushy cookie in your crevices. But that's the worm bin. Again, for everybody that's interested and wants to leave nice comments, go ahead. If you're uninterested or want to leave a negative comment, well, I guess it's America and you can do what you want. Or it's whatever country. You can do whatever you want. But nice comments would be appreciated. So again, juice, worms, new juice, then worms after that. This will probably take me until the winter to get done. Unfortunately, when you're relying on wild animals or semi-wild animals, then you don't really have a say of how fast the stuff gets done. Alright, I'm going to revamp the hammock. This hammock was swinging this way over to the branch up here. And now I'm going to move it so it's swinging this way and it's attached up by the baby swing right there. So that potentially, if you're laying in this hammock, you can see the person laying in that hammock. Ha ha ha. There's the Doodles. He's sitting up by himself. It's been happening for a while. Tyler, is there anything you want to say?
I'm just chewing on this snake.
Oh, okay. This worm concept is the exact right way that I do it. Bye.